pleased with the team news. Will Mertesacker and Koscielny be back for the weekend?
I don't know. Mertesacker is still sick, and Koscielny will know more today about the test, about his back. He might have a test today, and I will certainly know more tomorrow morning. It's definite. The less likely to be fit is Mertesacker.
And the latest on Danny Welbeck and Jack Wilshere?
Danny Welbeck is progressing well. He should be available if all goes well now after the international break.
And Jack Wilshere?
Jack Wilshere is just behind Welbeck, maybe 1 week after the international break. He can certainly come back into full training.
We've got the Champions League draw later today, but we've already had the Capital One Cup draw. Can I ask you your thoughts on that against Tottenham away?
Look, it is an interesting draw, and we had some fierce competition with Tottenham over the years, even in the League Cup. So it will be interesting, but it's for us an opportunity to go through, and we will take the competition seriously.
And finally, it's Newcastle Saturday. Steve McClaren back in England. How do you admire the way that he went abroad to further his education, and would you encourage maybe more English coaches to go that route?
I would, because sometimes, you know, especially when you have taken the national team, sometimes the best is to get out of a country for a while and come back. And I believe he had a good example with Bobby Robson, you know, who did that. And I think it was a clever move, and he has done well.
How much of a concern is it to you, the prospect, or certainly the possibility of being without both Koscielny and Mertesacker again for this weekend?
I would like them to be available, but you know, that's part of a season. You cannot complain about that.
How do you reflect on the performance against Liverpool, particularly the first half performance?
Look, overall, I would like to say that it was a good game between two good teams, and that has not been said enough, in my opinion. If you want the Premier League to be the best Premier League, you have as well to say when the games are attractive and interesting. People have to say that as well. On the other hand, I believe it was a game of two halves for us defensively. In the first half, we gave the chances away for Liverpool to score, and in both halves, we created chances. We could not finish, so we have a little deficit comparing the chances we created and our finishing qualities at the moment, but that will come back. And defensively, we suffered in the first half, but in the second half, we didn't give any chances away.
How do you explain the lack of goals? It's not a lack of chances, it is a lack of goals. How do you explain it like that?
By the fact that maybe we do not fire on all cylinders at the moment, not everybody is ready physically, and as well by definition, the finishing is cyclic a little bit, you know, and it goes in cycles, and finishing qualities come and go, and you do not always know why, but certainly at the moment is a little bit we want it so much at home that we want to force it a little bit. It doesn't look natural enough in our finishing qualities because we want to force the situation maybe a bit too much.
Do you think perhaps you're just at the moment then better suited to playing away?
Our results away from home have goal scoring opportunities, and finishing percentage has been higher recently, yes.
And why do you think that might be the case?
Look, teams come and defend very deep at home, and so it's maybe more, as long as we have not scored the first goal, maybe it's more difficult to open the defences, and in the recent two games, that's what happened to us, yes.
Aaron Ramsey has called for technology to help with offside decisions, given what happened against Liverpool. Can you ever see that happening?
Yes. I can ask you the other question. Do you think that we'll play football in 50 years? Maybe you and me will not be here without that. I don't believe so. So I'm convinced that it will come in. And that the next step will be the offside rule, because it's maybe the easiest one to bring in.
And how soon?
You had two
would you
examples
like to see
last
that?
week. It's simple. One on Monday night and one on after that on the 2 Mondays. Yes. And how will that happen? I believe just the referees on demand of the referee.
And from your point of view, then, the sooner the better.
The sooner the better. Tomorrow morning you would have my signature. Not because we have been punished, for example, for that goal. Just you want justice, the right decisions to be made.
The transfer window closes on Tuesday. How confident are you of bringing someone in?
I don't know, because I'm always confident that the last-minute situation or solution is available, because the transfer market is especially moving in the last 4 or 5 days. But at the moment, I cannot promise you that. We work very hard. You know, I have a team around me who works day and night to find all good solutions. But at the moment, we are not close to sign anybody.
How involved are you on the day? I mean,
I'm 24 hours available per day, and so I'm involved in every, of course, in the decision.
The window closes at 6 o'clock on Tuesday. Does that make things a bit harder? There's less time to get things done on deadline day?
Maybe, yes, because before you had until midnight, and you could, maybe it was not very comfortable for the Premier League, but it was a bit easier because sometimes the negotiations, but people adapt to the timing.
And the window in Europe closes the day before. What are the implications of that?
The implications is that on the last day we will be the only ones on the market and not face any competition with the others.
But you can't put
Can't
anyone
sell
out
anymore,
into Europe,
no.
can you?
No. That is true, but if you ask me will you bring somebody in, that is not too much a handicap, because we do not want somebody out anyway.
You said that not everybody's ready physically in the squad. I mean, why is that?
Not everybody. I think we are ready to play 90 minutes, but maybe it's normal as well that after 2-3 games you're not completely at 100%, because that's coming slowly, and we have started late, and as well some players have come in, like Sanchez on the 1st of August. He's not completely there.
I mean, we touched on this after the game on Monday, but it must frustrate you, this start, because you've talked so much about needing to hit the ground running. Maybe
I talked too much. Yes, it was. We have not the ideal start, and we are conscious of that. But we want to play 60 games in the season. We have played 3 now, and we lost 1 that we should not have lost. I agree with you, but we have as well to be conscious that the season is not decided yet.
I mean, it's the very early days, obviously, but you must be conscious of not wanting to fall too far behind, bearing in mind what did happen last season.
Of course, everybody is conscious of that, and that's why we try to redress that very quickly. But I think we knew before the season started. I said as well we want to start strong, because I knew as well it was a tricky start. We had 2 derbies and Liverpool at home. It's not an easy start.
How long do you think it will be before you are at that optimal?
I think we are there now. 3-4 games, that's what you need.
And just one on transfers. Have you got specific targets that you will pursue before Tuesday, or are you open to what
it's a little bit both, honestly. You have specific targets, but as well sometimes you get an idea from somebody because you didn't know that the player that you like was available, and if you get an opportunity, you do it.
How confident are you that you can land one of those specific targets?
I've already been asked that question. I said to you now at the moment I cannot say I'm very confident because we are not close to sign anybody at the moment.
Just quickly, Arsene, you've got a great record against Newcastle. I think it's 7 wins in a row. I suppose, having not had the best start to the season, they'd be the side you'd probably want to play. You played well against them recently.
We want to do well in Newcastle, but it's always very, very, very tight and very committed there because the crowd is always behind their team. They have just come out with a good result at Man United, so it's important that we prepare well and we give absolutely everything to win this game before the break.
Why do you think you've done so well against them recently?
I don't know, because we had always we have done very well away from home, I believe, last season, and the season before. I think it was the last game of the season that you had to win, absolutely, and so it was always for us maybe something big at stake.
So you like that pressure?
Yeah, we like pressure. The biggest problem in our job is not to play without pressure.